Good morning ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ I'm Pita Limjaroenrat. This is the nation's first live streaming program since we transformed to a fully digital platform. We are going to meet you like this every Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. My name is Pita Limjaroenrat, and besides me is have two company here. The first one is Nina Nirasha and another one คุณยอดวิทยา สวัสดีค่ะ Hi everyone.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณปิง Good morning ค่ะ How are you?
I'm good. I didn't sleep well that much, but no worry. I'm so exciting about today. So คุณยอดสวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Hello. Hang on with us until the end of the program. We have a lot of exciting stuff for you.
Right. So before we going to talk about the news that we prepare for today, let's talk about the Voice of the Nation first. This new program, where this new program come from คะคุณวิทยา
That's what the nation was called originally, the Voice of the Nation. Back then, this country had only one English language newspaper. And the Voice of the Nation was founded to voice the voices of Thai people to the world. That is what we came from. We are confident that this morning program will be an important platform to get the voices of the people heard. It's timely, especially we do it in English to connect to international communities. This is part of the nation mission for the past 50 years. Voice of the Nation is very wide open for you.
Right. So, Kunina, could you tell us briefly, like what we are going to see from Voice of the Nation?
Basically, Voice of the Nations will bring you the latest news and updates about Thailand in terms of regional as well and international level as well. We'll bring you the current affairs, politics, business, culture, viral issues, and the trends, especially our special interview that please do not miss.
Right. And today we got confirmation from Pita Limjaroenrat, leader of Move Forward Party, who will join our special live interview section. So please stay tuned with us. And okay, so please stay tuned with us. But before we go into interview section, let's move to the COVID-19 situation. First, seems like the Omicron situation in Thailand is getting more serious, right, Kun Nina?
Yes, Kun Ping. But however, today we have good news, just a little bit of hope because we see the number of COVID-19 infections went down this morning. So basically for the past two days, we have seen the numbers around 8,000. Yesterday was over 8,000. But today, good news, we have around 7,000. However, specialists also warn that we should not let our guard down because the COVID-19, especially the Omicron, still staying with us for a while. So let's have a look at the Omicron situation in Thailand. According to Dr. Yongpu Warawan, the chief of the Center of Excellence in Clinical Virology at the Faculty of Medicine of Chulalongkorn University and Thailand's top virologist authority, he posted on his Facebook that the Omicron is likely to take over the Delta variant in Thailand, and the actual number may represent 30% of new COVID-19 infections in the country. So, however, to better clarify, a lab sample test needs to be conducted to precisely see what exactly the percentage of each variant, basically. And while Thailand and the rest of the world are tackling the new spreading of Omicron, Kun Ping and Kun Vitaya, you know, there's something emerging again. It's called Delta Cron.
It's a good name.
It is a good name, but I guess you all can guess, right? So what is Delta Cron? According to Bloomberg website, reported that a strain of COVID-19 that combines Delta and Omicron was found in Cyprus, and it was named Delta Cron. This is where it's come from. So the mom and the dad, boom, Delta Cron.
That made me think about the movie Transformer. Let's get going. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so according to Leonidas Gonzalez, professor of biological science at the University of Cyprus and head of the Laboratory of Biotechnology and Molecular Biology, he said that the discovery was named Delta Cron due to the identification of Omicron-like genetic signatures within the Delta genome. So, however, he said that things are still unclear whether this strain is more pathological or more contagious. So we'll have to see what this variant will represent its power in the world.
I think maybe it's weakening because more variants may not affecting us while our protection, our health is getting stronger. You think that?
Yes, but this morning I checked the news. According to the World Health Organization,
What's up?
that even if if specialists or doctors say that the Omicron variant is not severe symptoms, but not let your guard down, because most of the people, especially in the US, most of the patients that they get infected with Omicron, and most of them have severe symptoms and death, basically.
That's the one.
That's right.
Yes, that one thing that is very crystal clear. One thing I think going to talk about the lack of test kits, right? And it seem unavailable in the market anymore.
Yeah.
So ATK test kits in high demand now. So after the New Year celebration, just like Kunina just reported earlier, there is no doubt that we are now seeing higher numbers of COVID-19 infection, resulting in the high demand of so it affects the numbers of ATK test kit in the market. So a pharmacy in front of Ratchabiti Hospital gave details that after the New Year celebration, the demand for ATK test kit increased by 50%. And the pharmacy has many kinds of ATK test kits to choose from, like traditional swab method or getting saliva sampling. The price varies between 60 to 200 baht now, according to different brands of the ATK. However, overall, many shops keep restocking each day, and it still confirms that the ATK test kits are still available and not out of stock. So some people said it's no more. So what's happened? The Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has ordered the Commerce Ministry to keep a close watch on the rising price of the antigen test kits or ATK to prevent buyers being taken advantage of. And also he instructed the Commerce Ministry to coordinate with the Finance Ministry, police, and other agencies and set up a panel to monitor ATK prices and take legal action against those people who getting the price to go up, and set out guidelines to prevent exploitation of consumers. This is the thing that we are facing now. So they can take legal action against vendors who take advantage of consumers and set out guidelines. And also in the market, overall ATK price normally range from 40 baht a piece to about 800 baht per box. In the one box we got like 20 kits, but I think we can find it at 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven they sell at 49 baht.
Yes.
But somebody said we cannot find it at 7-Eleven either. So what happened? So Kunina,
I'm kind of surprised.
You
Yes, so I'm sorry.
Yes, Kunina.
Yes, I'm kind of surprised that they say that the ATK kit's still available at this price, because I check on my mobile right now.
Yes,
on
let
the
me see.
11 delivery. I'm so
What's up? Let me see. You have a closer look at to the camera. สินค้าจะมีเร็วๆนี้ the product are coming soon.
Coming soon, yes.
Coming soon, like a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not running out of the stock. They're just like coming soon.
It's coming away.
It's coming. I see. Kun Ping. So
Every time when I heard something like this made me angry all the whole time. Like, what's wrong with this government? We have COVID-19 in Thailand for 2 years
2
already,
years. They're
but
getting to the
why
third year.
everything like just happened? Like, we ran out of masks. We ran out of ATK kit. ATK kit is very pricey. RT-PCR test is very expensive right now. You know what? The price right now for RT-PCR test is about like 3,000 baht. So which is a very like expensive, and this price is not different than 1 year ago or 2 years ago at all. It's exactly same price. The question is, what government doing? Like, why? What's wrong with them? Why they not come to control and take care about this? And for ATK, it's supposed to be free, in my opinion. Everyone's supposed to access the free ATK and free RT-PCR test easily. And vaccine also. I'm pretty
Vaccine
sure
also.
Thailand is only one country in the world,
That
maybe couple, that have to like pay for the vaccine. For people who want an mRNA vaccine, they have to like purchase by themselves, because the government right now, they're kind of like a run out of supply. The vaccine came to the country is very late. I mean, especially our mRNA. Like, it just came to Thailand last year, October, November.
October.
Yeah, so for me, I think like this is a lack of management from Thai government.
I see.
God, stay tuned with me because I have good news about RT-PCR and ATK tests that you can get for free in the Expat section. So stay tuned with me. I have good news.
Yeah. Kunina, I have heard that some friend of you in another country, they have what for them, if they want to find RT-PCR test or ATK, how they access this thing? How difficult it is? Is it difficult like Thailand?
Well, in the US, basically, they set up booths of the RT-PCR, and for example, if I'm about to travel, I can just go to that booth, basically just walk in, and they will do the RT-PCR test right there at the spot, and then you wait for the result, and then you're ready to fly. But then that's what I say. Stay tuned with me because I have good RT-PCR test and ATK test free in Thailand as well. So stay tuned with me in the expat corner, expat section.
Okay, sure. So right now, I do believe that Thailand provide the free ATK, but the hot issue right now is about like it's difficult. Some people try to share their own experience already. Like, hey, I try already, but I cannot access. Like, the government try to like put the ATK test kit in the many pharmacy around across Thailand, and for people to get it for free. But this is my own experience. When I go to the pharmacy, they said, hey, sorry, we ran out, because a lot of people coming and take the free ATK only already. So I asked them like, okay, do you have any for that I can pay? They said like, yes, available for purchase, but not for free. That's the trouble that happened to me. So
what else?
Okay.
I think this ATK is one thing that maybe not available right now, and I'm not sure the price going up. But one thing I didn't believe that I would see the price in the market in my lifetime is about the pork price. Kun Ping, from now on, our favorite, Kunina too, our favorite dish, khao kapao mubi, will never be the same. So the price going up a lot. This is now a big issue in Thailand because of the pork price now, haven't checked the market. Last week it's like 200 baht per kilogram. It seems to go up to 300 baht per kilogram. Let me tell you this. Last year we have the big flood and also the COVID coming, so it affecting the feed price for the pork farmers. Now we have something else too that just uh, in the news this morning is about the flu. So the Thai human being got the flu, and so the pigs also got the flu. We have to face this fact and the reality. So more than 100 in the news. More than 100,000 pig farmers have gone out of business, and that equal half of regular pork supply in the market. So somebody said now that we should import pork now and to deal with the problem because it's higher than usual pork prices. And this is the idea. This idea came from the Swine Raiser Association of Thailand, or SRAT. คุณนิพัฒน์เนื้อนิ่ม Vice President of SRAT, suggested that the option could serve as only temporary measure to ease the impact on consumers. And in doing so, he also suggested that the government would have to allow SRAT to collect import fees to prevent an adverse effect on the local pig farmers and the swine farming system. They got other temporary measures too that issue. I'm not sure we're going to issue this week. They include the other measures. They include updating the number of pigs they own, the size of their pork stock. For example, swine farmers who own more than 500 pigs, and they need to update all this information to the Department of Internal Trade on a weekly basis. And also, another thing that we got this morning is about, this is something that we have to check more too, but we found the Thailand Veterinary Dean Consortium. This is a group that combine about 14 deans. And they issue a letter. The letter dated December 7. So it's last year. The letter was signed by Dr. Kongsak Phương and the letter just they mentioned about checking the dead pigs, and they found the ASF flu, the African flu. Yeah, so this is something sentimental too, that what this government is hiding something, and we need to explore more about this. In addition to the pork price going up, other things, the price going up too, Kun Nina.
Yes, that's right. Basically, the pork price is expected to go up until the Chinese New Year, and it's expected to reach about 300 baht per kilo. Oh, can you believe that? $9 per kilo. Can
Wow.
we pay that much? Like, $9 per kilo, 300 baht per kilo. So it seems like I would say the mukata lover will not be happy about that.
We should not go there anymore. So the price going up, the eggs.
So basically, according to Prapat Posuthon, Deputy Minister of Agriculture, say that in the short term, banning export will balance supply with demand, while in the longer term, the government will promote raising more pigs and producing more feed locally. So basically, about 190,000 raisers in Thailand who together produce some 20 million pigs per year, and with 95% of them smallholders. But over the past 2 years, measures to prevent the spread of the ASF, or African swine fever, and COVID-19 and rising feed and drug prices for pigs led to some raisers to reduce their production. And it's not even for the pork price, because this morning I think everyone wake up with another news that we were discussing about egg price is also has been increased as well. Yes, so it's about like 3 baht per egg. for one egg. Can you believe that?
Mm.
So for a whole tray, the egg tray,
Mhm.
from the original price, now it's more expensive, 6 baht more expensive. For me, I'm an egg lover, and I think egg is kind of like every Thai household food that you need to have. It's basic source of protein, especially good for children. So how are we going to live in this situation? And if we refer back to what Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said, that every household must have 2 chickens.
Yes. 2
I don't know.
chickens to bring up the economy.
Anyway, let me pause you guys there just a little bit. Tomorrow we're
Yes.
going to talk about cost of living from Kun Pichai. Kun Pichai from Phak Pheu Thai. He is a former Minister of Energy. So cost of living, we have to talk about that more tomorrow. Please stay tuned with us.
So this just samples of like pork and eggs, ATK kids. We have something more tomorrow.
Well, let me update more about the pork situations. So most of the vendors, restaurants, and the vendors on the street food, they increase their pork price dish by 5 to 10 baht. And some restaurants vendors in, for example, China, stop selling any dishes that contain pork.
In province of China.
China.
They stop China. Yeah.
Yes. So they stop that. So so that's what I say. Pork lover will not be happy, and food lover as well, because apart from pork, a lot of things price has been increased. Let's have a look at this year, 2022. So we see the increasingly sharp rise in prices of fresh foods such as vegetables, pork, eggs, cooking oil, rice, and curry. So, and there are other things that are expected to increase as well, which electricity, almost, it will increase by 5%. Price for crude oil, and salt tax. If you love snacks, salt tax. Yes, that is expected to rise as well. And meanwhile, the Commerce Ministry is maintaining its headline inflation forecast for this year in the range around 0.7 to 2.4%. So the average is about 1.5% this year. Let's have a look at Kun Ronnarong Phoopipat, Director General of the Trade Policy and Strategy Office. He said that in his office, the headline inflation is projected to increase this year in line with supply and demand because the country's economic recovery mainly is supported by the tourism industry and export and production. And the headline inflation projection is based on the expected economic growth 3.5 to 4.5% of this year. But however, this forecast is still be subjected Kun Ping and Kun Vitaya because of the COVID situation in Thailand, especially we are now facing the new outbreak of Omicron and the pandemic around the world.
We are so glad that we have a special guest today for our premiere program today. I think he's ready now. Let's hear the first voice of the nation today, Kunina.
So next we have our interview with our special guest, Kunyard. So for the debut of this program, we are so pleased to have one of the must-watch people in this year, 2022, and to be the first guest in our program as well. So he will talk about the Thai society and its current issue. What is his main concern? So let's find out together in this live interview with Kun Pita Limjaroenrat, leader of the Move Forward Party. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Good morning.
สวัสดี
How are you all
Good
doing?
morning คุณพิธา
Good to be on
We
your
are
show.
great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you
Can
for
you hear
being
me
here
properly?
also. Yeah.
Yes.
I first have to congratulate you on your premiere. I understand it's your first show. And then I also have to apologize. I'm on the middle of a campaign trail. I'm on the road here in Chumpon where the internet is not so good. It's digital divide. Here's the first answer to the question when it comes to equal access to internet. So it's not so good, but happy to be here.
Yeah, love to have you here too, Kun Nina.
Well, thank you for being here with us. So, well, let me ask you quickly because we have limited time. So, let's say from the past few years that we have seen so many differences in terms of perspective and opinion, and it is no doubt that the Thai society is seen or may be seen as to be divided in so many pieces. So, through your eyes, according to you, what would you perceive about that? What you perceive this disparity, inequality in the Thai society?
Yes, I think in terms of disparities and inequalities, COVID is like steroids on these issues in the past 2 or 3 years. Let me give you some examples and be very concrete when it comes to this kind of things. I'm here in Chumpon. 2 days ago, I was in Songkhla, and the equal access to public health is probably one of the inequalities we don't want to see during the pandemic, do we? And I look at the stats before I come here. In Bangkok, one doctor takes care of 500 patients. Here in Chumpon, one doctor takes care of 2,500 patients. So 500 versus 2,500, that's 5 times the amount of risk that the Chumpon people had to go through the pandemic when it comes to a life and death situation here. And we're just 6 or 7 hours apart from the capital city. The figure for Songkhla is 1,200, I think. So it's one doctor takes care of 1,200. So all around in Thailand, when it comes to a direct security, when it comes to our lives and our progress in society, that number is a root cause when it comes to a chance to recovery after we get over this COVID thing, for example. So, and obviously, in terms of technology, yesterday I met with some new entrepreneurs, younger generation who had lost hope in our education system. They found new hope in e-commerce in the middle, in quite a far away area in Songkhla. And when it comes to digital divide, like how we are experiencing right now, I'm not sure if I'm in the middle of delay, which I would not have it if I'm in Bangkok talking to you. They're finding it very difficult when it comes to opportunity, when it comes to advantage, when it comes to infrastructure equality, that they can prosper in this kind of COVID situation when you're not allowed to open your business, the tourism is not coming in. So the digital bandwidth, it's almost like when they're closing down the physical roads, they need a digital road so that they can continue their own lives. And that's an issue. So education, environmental health, all these things are the things that are main concerns when it comes to equality at the issue of this new year in 2022. In the beginning, 2 or 3 years ago, you probably talk about inequality when it comes to symptoms, inequality of income. That's one thing, right? That's right. Really at the very symptom of it. There's inequality when it comes to wealth and assets accumulation. That's another step further. There's inequality when it comes to access to services and resources like education, like public health. And there's the very root cause of all the inequalities that I had mentioned. That's the inequality political access. It's very hard for someone to be able to be a member of parliament if you don't come from the right family, if you don't have the right accumulation of wealth, if you don't find a suitable amount of income that allows you to pursue your political career, it's pretty hard for you to get into the parliament and make laws and be the voice of the people, of the voiceless, be the hope of the hopeless. These are the kind of things that becomes a systematic a systematic amount of inequality that, when it staggers up, it becomes a factor that makes our society more divided and more polarized. If you see the election in the past 2 years, you see, if we talk about political spectrums at the very bare minimum, you see people who used to vote for the center left and center right starting to move out to new political parties, more of a far right and far left. And I started to see that in the campaigns coming up, since this year is a year of election.
I see.
So from this point, I understand that it takes a lot of time, but according to you, do you think how long will Thailand arrive to the point of where everyone can get this access?
How long? Not long. That's Martin Luther King's quote. I don't want to take his quote without telling the audience that it comes from him. I think in every election is an opportunity to create a more equal society. And if you ask me whether it's inequality or whether it's equality or equity that we're looking for, I think, of course, both. Equality is given a same amount of resources and opportunities regardless of the outcome. So think about all the subsidies that are being given out. It means a lot to a lot of people when you give them some gas subsidies. It might mean nothing when you give that same amount of gas to a more wealthy people. That's more of an equality side. Equity is when you focus on the outcome. You want an equal outcome so that you look at marginalized groups and you give uneven resources so that you make the outcome. Equality is more of a process. Equity is more of the outcome. For us, to answer your question, it's more like justice. Equality is important, equity is important, but removing all the barriers so that people have a fair shot in life. That's something that we're trying to push as a party. For example, next month we have a liquor liberalization so that people have the right, equal right, the kind of economic justice to pursue their business in the liquor business rather than just the top 2 or top 3 families that are occupying the market. I feel like that gives them both the equality and the equity and their own capability, removing the barriers of their capability to prosper in their own rights and inherent rights. If these kind of things are expedited in the parliament, it's not going to be long before we can have a country that is flourishing because the entire of the country are mobilized, rather than the top 1% that are surviving, not just only surviving but flourishing pretty well, and leaving the 99% of the entire country behind. Gender equality, indigenous rights, indigenous equality. These are the things that a leader of a country needs to understand, that you cannot compete in the 21st century focusing on a top 1 or top 10%, top 10 companies in the SAT stock exchange, stock listed exchange of Thailand, for example. It's not going to be able to drag the entire country up. The old men in the parliament, within the lawyer profession, without any diversity in our parliament, it's not going to take Thailand forward. You got to have, the men, the women, the LGBTQ. You got to have the Thais and the Hmong and the Miang and the Pakakayo, bursting out their potential. And if you understand these kind of, that diversity means business, you give a fair shot to all people, regardless of their race, regardless of their gender, regardless of their economic hardship, regardless of their zip code, for example.
We are living in a very important transition of Thailand. It's like we are on the verge of changes a lot, but I think many people still don't understand the implications of being diverse or diversity. Actually, Thailand is diverse society. We have so many different cultures, we have different languages, we have a lot of stuff but sometimes we think that we have, we cannot manage this. So you think how can we make people understand this?
the strength of my party is the diversity of my MP. The weakness of my party is the diversity of my MP. A leader has got to
Wow. Yeah.
understand that the diversity has its pros and cons. And if you just focus on the pros and not mitigating the cons, you leave diversity at the door. Or if
So
you
now
just focus, if you are a
you can-
dictatorship, if you're a dictator, and you focus just on the cons of diversity, and inefficiency is so many meetings and so many opinions, and we cannot get things done. I'm gonna do it my way.
you
Without
are
understanding that-
saying that you know the right formula to handle diversities. Like for example, your
I know the right
party as
formula,
a
I know the
model.
right balance, but it changes. It changes
see.
all the time, because of the external environment, because of our internal thinking. You got to be constantly trying to manage, trying to lead a group of a diverse background, because I kind of understand that the best decision are made from diverse groups. And if you know that and you understand that there's a cost to it, there's a disadvantage that comes from it. There's inefficiency when it comes to democratizing a meeting. You understand that. Especially
I understand that.
You three are journalists, so you know what I mean, right?
With three journalists with different generations too. So I like to ask you this question.
Competing against time,
How do you handle the conservative to understand diversity? You think sometimes we discuss that, okay, let's wait for them to die. We get the younger generation to take over stuff, or you need to give them education or take them to somewhere to let them see the challenges in life, that the world is changing. This is a new century now. What do you think about
the
this?
The way I see it, instead of educating them, I let them educate me. I listen to the older MPs.
Yeah.
I listen to the older MPs.
Uh-huh.
I'm the leader. I'm 41-year-old. Maybe I have to lead a 75-year-old MP
Right.
In the parliament, for example. So instead of telling them what to do, I asked them a question instead. And I developed options. This is the issue that we're facing. And the way as I see it, I see 2 or 3 options. I want to hear your opinion on these 3 opinions. And for some reason, I have a way to make them think that the decision that was made is from them and rather from me. And that's a kind of inclusive negotiation, inclusive dialogue that you need to have when it comes to generations. And you got to be clear, it's not just to the older generation, the younger MPs. One that's 22, 23, 24, 25, more of a midlife kind of caliber at 41-year-old. So I understand both that comes before me and those that comes after me. Then you need to find a dialogue and asking the right kind of questions without giving the answers away too quickly, without talking about what you think inside and quickly. That's a kind of leadership skill in the 21st century too.
Right.
This to what they have
is
to
a
say.
must. This is a must. We encounter this in families too.
Within a small group, right? Within a small group. But at a larger context, I know the time is running out, so I want to put this point across. In terms of a larger amount in a city, in a country, nothing works better than voting. I think voting is a chance, it's an opportunity to create an inclusive change. You can shape tomorrow by voting today. And you have to understand that bad politicians are elected by good citizens who don't show up. So, this month alone, we have 3 districts here in Songkhla, District 6, Chumpon District 1, and then Bangkok District 9. It's an opportunity to create tomorrow. So hopefully people don't, it's your right, and also it's your power. It's the most non-violent form to speak up your voice, and no one's going to speak to you if you don't vote. You gotta, if you want to achieve justice, land justice, environmental justice, education justice, you got to get out and vote.
That's marvelous. So
that's the way forward.
We love to talk with you more, Kunina. We have a lot of stuff to ask because we did a short brief, but I think we got a lot to learn. I mean, learn a lot too. Thanks, Kun Pita, for today, Kunina.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish you all good luck.
Thanks
a lot. So
have a great day.
Okay.
Right.
You too.
Wow.
ขอเพลงต่อไม่ได้หรอ Why?
That's
Why?
okay. Good
Why is
thing.
end already? I'm about to
I know.
dance.
But I want to I want to report the news.
Okay.
Okay.
News
This,
first.
this is something we should celebrate too. Right? We got Thai singer Kun Ping, and his song. I mean, I let me tell you this. He won the most stream records, for 2 years in a row by uh ranking. Let me tell you, his name is Monkan Gankoon. It's still, Kun Ping, let me tell you something. We're just talking about politics with Kun Pita and
Oh, but you know what? This is good because I feel like shocking and surprising in the same time. So which is
in
fine.
awe. So with the music thing. Anyway, we prepare for this for all our audience. Okay, the singer of this song has won the championship for 2 years in a row, and I could not believe that a Thai singer in the local Thai country genre, the playing Luk Thung, could have come this far. I mean, in the space of the YouTube in Thailand, Luk Thung star Kun Monkan Gankoon becomes Thailand's most streamed artist in 2021, according to Chartmaster. So they do recording, counting the number of stream with more than 808 million views. Monkan Gankoon became last year most streamed artist in Thailand, followed by, you know what? Who is that? Kun Nina, can you guess? He exists. Blackpink. Blackpink got 743 million stream. BTS, another K-pop band. Yes.
Wow.
Right. But I think I should listen to more his song. Came in the fifth now. BTS came in the fifth with 508 million streams. So we look at the top 10. Okay, let me tell you this. Monkan Gankoon 808 million streams. Blackpink came second, 743 million. Ilslick 673 million. Saran 545 million. Saran, he's คุณโอม Saran มณีโชตินะครับ is new rapper. He's a champ. He's the winner in the rapper season 3. BTS 508 million. Pongsit Kampi, I could sing some of his songs. 430 million. And Young Om 429. Young Om. Sprite 416. Fucking hero. F Hero. Okay. F Hero 397. Not Bloop. Okay. Labanoon 386 million. So Monkan Gankoon, I think it's interesting too when I study a little bit about him. He's not a young artist. He's not like Blackpink, not like BTS. He's a guy who's that he's 49, and he's from Grammy Gold label. And he practiced singing in the rice field because his father is a local singer, หมอลำลูกทุ่ง, and Monkan was born in Yasothon. So something about this, about him, that he can beat K-pop, American pop culture, Pink. Kun Ping, what do you think about this? Kun Ping?
I feel like the main reason that made Luk Thung is popular in a lot of streaming program because of like some country can listen. Luk Thung also can have something relate with the Luk Thung kind of music also, especially Lao, our neighbor, and a lot. But another reason that I feel like the reason that make Luk Thung very popular because of their lyric, their song, they like the meaning of the song is very relate with Thai society, and especially majority of Thai people, which is like who is like poor, like is a lot. Like some song that I remember until today is like, if you have no money, your girlfriend will left you. So that kind of song is very like touching people's heart, and it's still popular until today. This is a good thing. This is a big reason that made Look Tung popular and has a lot of like good response from a lot of people, not just only Thai people, not only Lao people, but foreign people, foreigner also, right,
Foreigners,
Kunina?
yes.
That's right, because I think when I was a little bit younger than now, I would say actually was surprised that there was two foreigners singing the Lukum song. Very, very good. So I actually very interested in them. I'm like, who are they? So I found out that one is called Jonas Anderson. He's Swedish, and another one is Chris. She's Dutch. So both of them grew up in Thailand, and they developed their love towards the Lukum song. And I don't know if you have listened to that song. I love it.
I saw some of their performance. I saw some.
I love her performance.
Thai language is not easy, but they can speak very well and they can capture the essence of the Thai language and sing in Look Tung style. You know, it's the different style of the singing.
You can express it out. You know, like Kun Bing say that. This type of song is very heart touching, and these two foreigners can express it out through their, you know, through their song, through their body language. And as an audience, when I listened to them, it touched my heart as well.
Well, so congratulations, Kun Monkan. We should interview him sometime.
Yeah,
even though he cannot speak
yes.
English, we can interview. Okay, we can interview our guests if our guests want to speak in Thai. So we help do translation. Maybe we do it in the chat. You know, it's translating right in the chat. So what's next we have, Kun Ping?
Okay. Kunina, do you have any expat update that you already told us at the very beginning of the show?
Yeah, but first of all, we going to ANN first. I have a special video from Asian News Network. This special video is about like, Kun Ping, do you like makeup?
Yes, of course. Why not?
Why didn't you ask me?
Well, basically, this video is going to be about the going back through times, how the Tang dynasty do their makeup for their gui fei. If you know, the gui fei is the concubine to the to the back. Then Hong Tae king,
the king,
the king,
the emperor.
The emperor. If you don't know what gui fei means, you know, like if I mention about young gui fei, everyone should know in Thailand, right?
Yes, very famous.
Okay, yeah, so let's have a look how the old traditional way, how they apply the makeup to the gui fei in Asian News Network video.
我这边再往这边带一点，这样的话把这个头饰一个是起到一个更好的固定作用，就让这个头饰盒更稳，还有一个就是说把这个本人的真发包裹在这个假发上，也是一个更好的一个衔接，让它这个看上去更一体化，更
Oh, right. Oh, this is the way they do hair and makeup.
This is an art.
Yeah. How many hours for total look?
So they put like peaches color on the cheeks.
Oh, right.
And I'm actually interested in kind of Chinese culture as well. Apparently, according to each era, for example, to each dynasty, the preference of the woman is different. You know that. Some era will prefer wide, skinny, small waist, and some era will prefer a woman a little bit plump. So each era find their woman's sexiness differently, basically.
I see. It's taking a lot of time to prepare this. So we have we also have the clip to the end, right? So
Yes.
wow.
But since we're running out of time, I would like to update you quickly with the expat update.
Okay, we have expat update for our program too.
Yeah.
Since I said to you guys before at the beginning of this program that the free RT-PCR test and ATK test is available in Thailand right now, so please, I would like to go quickly. You can go Prachapat Hospital, Police Hospital, Lad Prao Hospital, CTH in Sai Mai Hospital, Kasem Bang Khae Branch Hospital, Navamin Nai Hospital, Payathai Navamin Hospital, Raj Burana Hospital, and in Nonthaburi province, you can go to B-Care Medical Center Hospital. You can go to Phra Nang Klao Hospital, Kasem Raj International, Ratana Tibet Hospital. And in Samut Prakan province, you have Bangkok Hospital, Jularat Nai Airport Hospital, and you have Samrong Ganphat Hospital, Samut Prakan Hospital. In Chonburi, you can get your RT-PCR test for free at the Sattahip Kilometer 10 Hospital, เมืองพัทยา Hospital สมเด็จพระบรมราชเทวีณศรีราชา Hospital and in Kalasin you can go to Kalasin Province Hospital in Nakhon Sawan you can go to Sawan ประชารักษ์ Hospital in Nakhon Si Thammarat you can go to Tha Sala Hospital in Chachoengsao Province you can go to Puttasothon Hospital in Lampang you can go to in Lampang you can go to Lampang Hospital and in Potaram you can go to Potaram Hospital. In Phitsanulok you can go to the Naresuan University Hospital. So however, if you would like to receive the service, I would advise you to check or call with the hospital first, as in some hospital, this service is offering to limited number of patients per day. And I would like to quickly update on the free ATK test service available. So sorry. So the National
That's okay. Continue.
So the National Health Security Office and HSO joins hands with the Faculty of Medical Technology, Mahidol University, and Thanarak Asset Development Co. Limited. They are offering the free ATK test service. So it is expected from 11, so tomorrow, Tuesday, 11 to 21st of January 2022 at the Government Complex Building B, Parking 1 on the first floor. And it is expected to receive around 1,000 people who will come to receive the service per day. But for further information, please call 1330 press 14 or at line at NHSO. The result of the ATK test will be available within 30 minutes and it will come up if the result comes positive. The patient will be directed and instructed to the home isolation or community isolation. But anyway, this is according to the doctor supervisions as well.
That's our expat program. Kun Ping.
I think there's some technical problems right now.
I could not hear Kun Ping's sound. So the expat program will be every day too. So we are supporting international communities with updated news and information for our expat communities. Expat, we have a lot. Also, we have the fan of the nation. They are all expat all over the world. Kun Ping is back now.
So, and that's wrap up our Voice of the Nation morning news update for today. I hope you guys enjoy our live program.
And also stay tuned with us with the latest news and information from Thailand's premier English language news source, connecting Thailand to the world every Monday to Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Live streaming to our website. Let's check out our website, nationthailand.com, through Facebook page and other social media platform. Don't forget to click like and share for us too. I'm Vithaya Sangarun.
And I
sorry, you first.
And I am Nina Nirasham Malisak.
And Pink. and me, Pink Titapa Siri Pipa. See you tomorrow and have a very nice morning. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ see you tomorrow ครับ